Just be sweet. Let's tip you, fucking bitch. You stupid fuck. You paid $15. So here's a song like this.
You bought the Patreon. Welcome to being a fucking loser.
What a mistake you made. We're gonna get away with it too.
It's probably gonna be a little bit of a shorter episode today. We do have shit to do, and like I said, we were fucking over here tugging each other's dicks and shit. So wait.
Pause.
What? I just said. I would have got away with it.
We have a hater. We love you. We were actually talking nothing but a lot of shit to you like right before this.
Yeah.
And then, we're over it. It's out of our system.
Yeah.
Which is why we're bringing it back up. So.
Yeah, which is exactly why.
This is gonna be such a shitty episode. But yeah, no, fuck you though, asshole. Fuck you.
What are you just graduated, man. Hey, we know where you're at, man.
You should have played high school. You're
Yeah, alma mater.
Go Panthers.
Fuck this show, man.
Dude, I fucking hate you.
Don't do drugs.
Yeah, don't do drugs. We're not promoting drugs.
They're
You
fun
too.
though. Sorry.
What's the point,
Sorry about that.
You paid $5 for this, huh? Fucking idiot. Gotcha, huh? Bet you didn't see that coming, huh? Thought it'd be as good as the main episode, huh? Guess who was wrong, you fucking...
Welcome back, OGs, to another episode. I am here with my boys, Cam and Sylvester, also known as Sly.
Yes.
Way too much tequila.
Yeah, I think I went really heavy on my cup too.
Yeah.
I think I went really heavy on my cup. Guys, we're trying to recover right now. We just had the most rambunctious. We've been here for about 3 hours, right? So we're already 3 hours deep. You guys are a minute deep, and we're about 3 hours deep.
We cannot string together an appropriate episode.
By ourselves, man. We need somebody here.
If we showed you guys what just went down, there would be no more OGs. That's for sure.
That's for
It's
sure.
very inappropriate.
It was very.
Let's. I don't know, man. Maybe we can put all that stuff on the Patreon. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if you want to get duped into spending $5, do it.
And
Do it. See what kind of debauchery.
And maybe look, maybe we can even put some little samples in there and let them see a little bit of what they can expect. You know, the appropriate parts that we could throw in there.
We'll put on the screen right now. All right.
I bet you like that, dude.
Yeah.
You like that. All right.
Yeah.
So we were supposed to have a guest today. We hope he's still alive.
Yeah.
Because every time we keep calling him, it goes straight to voicemail. We tried to hit him up on Instagram, Snapchat, all the socials, and we couldn't get in touch with him.
Yeah.
So we are going to be the leading experts today. It's just a boys podcast, so yeah, the OGs. you know?
So we're just gonna be cutting it up, talking about bullshit. If you're here to learn anything today, you're not gonna learn a damn thing. I can tell you that. So I hope you're having a good day. I would say get you a glass of something to drink. If you don't drink alcohol, drink whatever you want. But you might you might need a little something to get through this bullshit. But
So I'm gonna start us off today because we do not have a script. Everything that we wrote down was actually for our leading expert. Today it's just gonna be us off the cuff.
Yeah.
I actually would like to tell the story of how I got kind of pushed into, didn't ask for it, but became associated with the mob.
Okay. Mob.
wait, is
Whoa.
this?
It's a legit
Are
story.
you pulling a story out of your ass?
Nope, this is a
I was about to say,
legit
dude, if he
story.
does this and it's straight out of his ass, like that's crazy talent to be able to.
This is a legit story, hand to God, this happened.
All right.
Okay.
Are you allowed to talk about it?
So.
Yes, I think so. So,
Before we start, we're
Playing Uno.
we're playing Uno, who cares? So,
Face down. There you go. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Better
Yep.
throw that back in the stack. There you go, buddy.
All right.
It's a nice
So, Okay, my dad used to work, or still works, for a bartending service that was one of the only places in the city that actually had a traveling liquor license, meaning that they could do like house parties and all that legally, right?
Okay.
Well, so each weekend he would go and do a party, and it was all cash, right? And he was like, "Hey, my boss Joe wants to meet you," and I was like, "Okay." Well, Joe was his name was Joe Ronaldo, and he was just this big fat old guy, looked Italian as hell.
Sounds Italian.
Yeah, Joe Ronaldo, yeah. And he was kind of like his whole stick was he was a perv, but he never like, that was just his personality. Like he was just he'd be like, "Oh yeah, you look good, right?"
You gotta accept him for he is. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So you didn't really have a choice, you know. So the
fucking bitch, bro.
So every time that we went to go pick up money, this dude like lived in a nice house but in a rough part of town, and he would tell my dad like, "Hey, I'm not gonna get it." He goes, "Send the boy." That's what he would say. That was his voice. He'd send the boy. So I'd have to go up and knock on his door, and I did that since I was like probably 9 or 10, right? And he would hand me an envelope, and it was filled with cash that my dad had earned, right? So anyway, I'd gotten used to this at this point. Each weekend we'd go pick up my dad's cash. I'd be like, "What's up, Joe?" He'd be like, "What's up, Cam?" And he'd go, yeah, exactly.
What's going on?
Exactly, yeah, old school mom. And finally, one day, I was 14. I go up to the door, collect money like normal, and he goes, "Do you want a job?" I was like, "Sure." 14-year-old, who doesn't want to make some extra money, right? I had to buy the Xbox 360 games, right? So I go into his house, and it smells like nothing but mothballs, like old people house, right?
Oh, yeah.
And directly to the right was his office. His office was huge, and he had this big, what looked like mahogany table, right? Really beautiful. And he had pictures all around his office with presidents, right? And I was like, this guy is somebody, right?
Yeah.
And he had a silver 1911 that sat on his desk that was facing whoever was sitting in the chair that was right directly in front of him. Again, this is an honest-to-God true story. So he comes up to me, and he's like, he starts taking measurements of my waist. And he's like, "You'd make a good stripper," right? And I'm like, at this point, I'm completely whatever, it's just Joe being Joe, right?
Nah, it's just Joe.
Yeah, it's just Joe. He touches you a little bit.
Yeah, you're gonna live. Yeah.
You roll with the punches. So he was fitting me for a vest, right? And he gives me this vest. He goes, "Try that on and see if it'll fit you." I'm like, "Okay." And he goes, "How long is your piece, son?" And I'm like, "My piece?" And he's like, "Your piece." I'm like,
Peace.
I don't know. And he goes, "Your dick, son. How long is your dick?" And I was like, "I don't know, Joe. I haven't measured it." And he goes, "Well, go home and measure it, because if I catch you drinking on the job, it's going to be half that size." That's what he said. Yeah. To a 14-year-old, right? Well, so my position was to bar back. And anyone who's bar back, they know it's just basically picking up glasses, making sure that the beer stays filled in the coolers, everything like that, right? So he starts going on, and he goes, "If I catch you drinking on the job," he's like, "all those pretty high school girls are gonna wonder, like, oh, Cam, he's handsome, but he ain't got no dick," like all this stuff, right? He's just going on and on. So I go work, right? I work a few parties. They put me down at this historic place called 601 Spring, which is right down. Yeah, it used to be like a car museum, right? It's a really beautiful place. So they had this lady that was running the whole show, doing all of these events for 601 Spring, right? And they were fucking assholes about their wooden floor. And I was, tiny at the time, 14. I'm still not very big, but I had this dolly with 3 coolers on top of it. It's heavy as hell, and it was the bottom one started leaking water, and she just throws a fit. She throws this conniption, and she's like, "Who do you work with? Like you know, you're just a kid. What are they doing? You know, all this stuff. Call me every name in the book, right?" And Joe, I call him and I'm like, "Hey, look, I messed up their floor. Like, I got water on it." He goes, "Do I need to come up there and stab her?" Is what he says. And I was like, I can't tell her that, Joe, right? And this dude did not give a fuck, like, ever. There was so many stories I could go into. I'm gonna just stick with this one, but this dude did not care, right? So I tell the girl, I basically tell her, like, fuck off. Like, my boss gonna come up here and stab you. Like, you know, like what are you
I got boss's permission.
Yeah, what are you gonna tell me, bro? Like, what are you gonna tell me? So anyway, I worked for a few years with him. Actually, about a year up to that point, and I'm just turning 16, and I had a friend who we were at lunch together, and that day he got in trouble at school. That's a whole other story. But he went home and he killed himself. Right.
Mm-hmm.
He called me and he was ready to work, and my dad answered and he was like, "Hey, look, Cam is taking some time. Like, he needs to basically mourn, right, his friend." Next time I saw Joe, I answered the door to his house. I went over to his house to get some money that we were collecting, and he stops and he like stopped the whole charade, stopped the BS, right? You know, like, oh, you make a good stripper, all this stuff.
Yeah.
And he was like, I heard about what happened. He's like, I want you to know that you have a family, and I'm not just talking your dad. He goes, he takes my face, that's true honest to God story, and he kisses me on the lips. And he goes, "If I ever do that again, you better run like hell." I didn't find out until later, that the mob, when you are, obviously I can never be made, I'm Irish, but when the mob kisses you on the lips, that means you're a part of them, right? And they have your back. You're a part of the family, right? If they kiss you again, that means they're going to kill you. Yeah. If you're a part of the family and you've done something wrong, messed up, they kiss you on the lips, and that's the death kiss.
Yeah,
if you've ever seen The Godfather or anything like that, that's exactly
yeah.
what they do. Unfortunately, Joe is no longer with us. He died of cancer about 2 years ago, and I went to go visit him in the hospital. And people I never met were in the hospital, and they were dressed really nice, like suits, the whole nine.
Yeah.
They knew my name. They were like, "You must be Cam." And I was like, "I am." Right? And I'm just a kid, right? Well, when he died, I was 19, you know? No. It was 2 years ago. So 21, 22, right? And, yeah, so that's just no joke. Like, when I got that kiss, I was like, I didn't see the significance of it until after the fact, right? But, yeah, I had no idea. That's how I got associated with the mob and didn't even...
And he left it at that. Like, whenever he did that, he left it at that. Like, he told you, if I ever do that again, you better run, and that was it. He didn't...
That was it. It didn't elaborate. Didn't elaborate. And
How did you find out?
I told my dad what happened.
Okay.
I was like, "Hey, Joe kissed me on the lips," and he laughed because it was like, you know, Joe's a creep, you know, that's his whole personality. And I was like, no, he told me that I always have a family and not just my parents. And then he kissed me, and he was like, "Do you know what that was?" And I was like, "No." And he was like, "That means, like, he'll kill for you." I'm like, So, yeah, that was
So that's a wild fucking story. First off,
Yeah, it's crazy.
as I sit here in front of God, it's true.
Well,
I don't even
I'll
know.
say this in front of the cameras. You're my best friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
So is it like? By the way, it's your turn. I know I was letting you.
Yes,
get all
thank you.
that
I
out.
appreciate it. Thank you.
So is that like something? Because you said there, of course, there was other people and that were there in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
So are you like not a part of it anymore?
I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, I
'Cause-
don't think they're keeping track on me or nothing, but like, my dad still works for them. Like, it's owned by the same people.
But you don't hear from these people. Like, it's not really they reach out to you in any type of way.
No. I haven't seen any of those people associated with Joe probably since then. Yeah. Well, that's not true. I was at a house party that I had an invite to, and it was actually for a local sheriff. It was one of his campaign type of raising money thing.
Mm-hmm.
I got invited to that, and so happened Ace, which was the company that I worked for, it's no longer named that, but Ace was working that, and a bunch of those guys were there, and they still knew me. Like, and I knew them. I was like, hey guys, what's up? And he was like, how have you been? All this stuff, and just kind of, they did like a check-in at that. They were like, how are you? Is work going good? Are you enjoying what you're doing?
Yeah.
Things like that, and just like what a normal.
Yeah.
I don't want to say friends. We were, I don't know them like that.
Acquaintances.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of just how acquaintances would go after not seeing each other for a while.
Right, but they were very interested in like what I was doing, and
It was genuine?
it was genuine. Yeah. Like, that's why I think like Joe say, hey, this kid is,
It's good.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. Wow. I would actually, I would love to hear more stories about that, but I do want to ask a question because I want to know, first, is it your turn?
Is it my turn again?
it's
My bad.
I know you're focused on because it's a good story. Super bounce back from where we were
Yeah.
a little while ago.
Yeah, crazy.
What is the difference between the mob and the mafia?
Mm.
Or is that the same thing?
So, I really don't think there is a difference from what I know about it, right? Which is pretty limited. I don't know everything there is to know about it, but
Bro, he's the only asshole who
very
keeps
nonchalant.
getting. He keeps getting. None of us have got this. I don't think any of us have got this except for you.
I have not got. No.
All right, whatever.
I'm stacked over here, so I don't.
So no difference. You think it's just like just a different name for it?
Well, I do know that started.
Right.
He was here way before even the casinos were here,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when they say the mob got very prevalent in Shreveport with the casinos.
So that was kind of I wanted to say my father. He's been dang boys. My father.
You didn't say Uno.
I did on the whenever you put down the card before your last, you say Uno before you have your last card.
You said that?
I did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I'm about to kiss you.
I don't want any acquaintances. Or I might. I don't know. Let's talk about that.
He's gonna kiss it twice.
Oh no. Anyways, my dad. So he's been in Shreveport for just about I think all his life. At least his growing up years and all of that, into his 20s, all of that. And he said he used to tell me how that they were big down here at a certain point, and he told me Ernest restaurant.
Yeah.
That apparently they had a secret room or a back room, basement, something like that.
Yep.
Where
There's a
they
basement
held
there, yeah.
meetings, and it was kind of a central point for them to meet up and everything. And I think he said it's still there to this day. Now, whether it's being used for that type of purpose, obviously, I haven't heard anything to deal with the mob or mafia in years. It's just like stories of the past.
Well, I know they're still here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they're still here. And
So they just don't have as much power, or what? Because used to, I think it was especially New York and stuff like that. They used to they come to you and you're protected by us, but you pay us this much every month, and if you don't, you got problems.
Right.
So you either pay us for protection or we fuck you over, basically. So I just don't hear anything like. I mean, it's like they couldn't get away with that type of stuff, these days. Or
So what I've heard from a pretty reliable source, I'm not gonna throw their name out there, but somebody who has been in that. The what happens now? What now?
You got me.
So they were so prevalent that they've established businesses that can in the vein of establishing businesses and racketeering, like what you were talking about, and having these very shady operations. I think they became so big that they had profitable, legit businesses that did not. What's the point of putting out that much fires, so to speak, with police, with the government and all that? Why being involved with that when you have something that is extremely as profitable as the things they're already in? So I think a lot of them went legit.
So it's
right?
almost like they got so much power from doing what they did that they're just in positions where it's not as necessary anymore.
You don't have to do the illegal shit anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was easier because the risk and reward was probably much lower at the time, if we're talking years back.
And think about your operating costs. I mean, if you're having to pay off the entire department, you're having to pay off politicians and all this to be doing the shit that was considered illegal at that time, but now you're doing it and it's legal. Why would you even dabble in it? Right? Now nobody's going to fuck with you besides the IRS. And, you just do what you do.
Yeah. So it's kind of just being in that life and you really don't want all the responsibility that comes with it and just
Well, it was just like Joe.
Living with stuff over your shoulder, like things that you've done.
Joe 100% did not operate just a fucking bar when he was started off.
Right.
You know what I mean? But then he was like, oh, well, what's the point of getting myself... I'm too old for this, right? Pretty much to put myself in hot water. Operate a semi-illegal bartending gig. Yeah. And you're
just
good.
Doing money laundering and stuff like that.
You're good.
I think gambling... Because gambling out here, isn't gambling only legal if it's on water?
Correct. That's why we call them boats out here. They're all of the casinos are literally on boats.
But not anymore, because you look at Margaritaville. It's just a building.
There's some kind of loophole. Something.
It's still on the river though. Margaritaville is still a place.
Because I thought it had to literally be on a boat with a working system. Like it had to.
I did know it used to be that way. I don't know if Margaritaville, where they fall into with that.
Right. What was the casino? It was Samstown. I know that one's not on the water.
Right. Samstown, Horseshoe, Margaritaville, all of those aren't on the water. So that's why...
Horseshoe is.
Yeah, Horseshoe is, yeah.
Horseshoe is on a boat. You walk onto a boat.
Gotcha. So I go to Margaritaville is my favorite place to go to. I think I went to Horseshoe maybe one time. And I guess, when you walk up to it, it's just a tall building. So
I think the Margaritaville has some kind of special thing because it's a boardwalk.
Yeah, it's literally connected to the boardwalk.
So they must have got rid of the whole running mechanism and things, because I think that's what was it? Bally's, which used to be the El Dorado, it's when you walk in, and my memory's hazy, but I remember my family stayed there when it was El Dorado. By the way, it's your turn. When it was the El Dorado. And I remember when you go to the casino, it was literally stepping, I think, onto the boat part, right?
Yep.
So, yeah, I know that one. So that must have been more of an original casino. Oh, it was my turn.
It was his turn.
It was you and then him. But yeah, it was, you would walk onto the boat. So that must be an older casino.
I guess so. I don't know the rules behind it, really. But
you got me thinking. I really want to do research on it now because it's kind of messed with me. And did you just put that down?
Yeah.
All right. All right. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, fuck you.
Dude, where the fuck are you pulling these out from? This guy literally went through the deck and got all these before he started. No, yeah, that's because I think that was part of what my dad was also saying, was that they had illegal gambling and stuff.
There used to be a big mob presence here, for sure. And like I said, I think they just they got so big to a point where they were like, we can be legit and not have to deal with all this and still not lose any money.
Right.
You know, I mean,
That's just crazy. That's crazy, especially as a 14-year-old kid.
Yeah.
That's like traumatizing.
Yeah, being introduced to that so young.
it was not. It was.
I wouldn't say it's traumatizing.
Maybe you didn't
It's more
understand
so
it
just-
that well, and it was more so it's kind of normal because you hadn't even explored the world.
Well,
So
it's
that-
like I was like, my dad knows these people. My
Yeah,
dad wouldn't let
right,
me get
yeah.
involved with these
So
people.
you already trusted
unless it was
them.
bad.
You trust your dad, so
Well, it's like at that point, it was like Joe was part of the family.
yeah.
Like, and not like in that regard, but like I
Right.
just knew him my entire, for a long time at
Yeah.
that point. So it was like, okay, if Joe is not going to, Joe respects my dad enough to not expose me to something that is going to be bad, right? He just, I guess, took a liking to me. I don't know. Like, it was just because he knew me forever. Is that me?
Yeah.
But
No, he already drew 2. Put the 2 back.
No, yeah, I already drew 2.
Yeah, you're just
check
playing
it.
on the red.
Oh, well. Still
Um,
gonna.
Right back.
Fuck. Thank goodness. But no, I often wonder. I'm like, because those guys, they were like, if things at work slow down, we have opportunities. There's no telling what they mean by that.
That's insane, bro.
Yeah.
That's actually insane. And for you to be 14, that means that you were involved with this guy. If he died like 2 years ago, I mean, were you still involved for that 6-7 year period?
I knew Joe for around 12 years.
Okay, so you were 14 when you knew him before. 14 was kind of when you started doing the work.
When I started working with him.
Okay.
Yep. And then, but I knew him since I was 8 or 9. So we'd known each other for about 4 or 5 years up to that point, or 6 years up to that point, and he was just eccentric, like he didn't give a fuck what he said, to who he said it to, like he didn't care, and like there was I'll never forget, we were in Zuwali, and we were working the Zuwali Tamale festival out there. And there was a straight up knife fight that had broke out between these 2 Mexican guys. And Joe was like, he's like, do you feel safe to be able to stay there? And my dad was talking to him on the phone. I was hearing everything he said. And he goes, I mean, we could stay here, He's like, but I think if we leave at this point where it's this early, we're not going to get paid on it. He goes, all right, I'll be there in a minute. He fucking rolled up with a shotgun. That dude was no joke. Like, and he would have blown somebody away. There's not a doubt in my mind. Not a doubt in my mind.
I hate when you tell stories. Where the fuck do I go from there, bro? Like, what the fuck?
You don't have anything.
I've never been involved with the mob.
No.
I've never met somebody personally to tell me that they were involved in the mob. It's on you. Anything like that. I did watch The Godfather.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen, it was inaccurate, I believe. People were saying that it was not a good representation of the mob. I don't know if you guys, I guess, both watched it. It was that, I think, wasn't there 2 of them, right? There was The Godfather 2, yeah?
There was multiple. I think there was 4.
4?
Yeah, I think there was 4 Godfathers.
What the fuck?
I thought it was only 2.
I'm behind. It's me, right?
Yeah.
It's a...
Blue.
No, is it a trilogy? And there might be only... Does that go to me or him?
Uno.
It goes to you.
Good job.
How'd you get Uno so Goes to you, right?
What color?
Blue.
Blue.
Did you draw your 4?
That was him.
No, I thought it was you.
It was.
Is it me?
Yeah. Oh man, I've never been in a situation where
You're so fucked. You're so fucked.
Blue.
You're so fucked.
Better put something down good.
All right. Green.
Oh no, it's him. I thought you just draw, right? You just draw and that's it.
Is that the case?
Yeah.
Sure. Go ahead.
Red.
Fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, I'm not.
It's not a draw 4, so
It's not.
No, but this one is.
Shit.
that goes to him. Let me draw mine.
Yeah, you draw
Wait,
yours.
I didn't even. He's. Oh. No, I'm supposed to go till I pull red. Pull yours out.
Yeah, who goes that?
Not good at
Dude,
that.
I'm so fucked. Bro. I
Yes,
just went
dude.
from 1 to
Finally.
5.
No,
six.
you go.
Now it's a game, finally.
Yeah, shit,
Thought I was about to get an easy another dub.
dude.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stories with Joe I could elaborate on, but so have you ever had any experience with gangs? Not mob, but gangs.
No.
No.
I do have a story I could tell. Something not really. I mean, it's not really, I guess, lining up with that, but kind of. It's basically a story about whenever I was nearly held at gunpoint. That's about the closest thing I got. So if you want to hear that story, I do have that. It's probably one of the coolest things that I got.
Whose turn? This is mine.
Let's hear it.
So there's this thing we have called down here called the scene. You guys have heard of that?
Yeah.
Both of you heard of it? Okay.
I've heard of it.
And we're aware of what it is. Where they shut down the block.
Yep.
For the viewers, they shut down the block. That's
What's the
me.
color? Yeah.
Yep.
What's the color?
Let's go with green.
Y'all
No.
literally just fucked me. Anyways,
That's what I like. I mean,
Actually, let's go
pause.
blue.
Pause.
so, cut.
Blue.
Blue.
It's called the scene, and they shut down the block. Everybody's just out playing music. Girls are twerking. Everybody's having a great time. Not many white folk, if any. If any. So.
Except Cameron Holland.
Okay.
So my buddies, yeah, I'd be the one fucking dumbass to pull up to some shit like this. I was well unaware though. I was new to the city, and my buddies thought it would be a good idea to bring me to this. And I wouldn't say it was a terrible idea. Everything was really good until I fucked up. All right, I fucked up, and when I say I fucked up bad. All right, so we pull up. Everything's cool on that. We're having a great time, just bullshitting. There's not really much to do but just be a hooligan. And we're driving. Traffic's crazy. The roads are so crazy. Cops can't really get to you. And there's just a lot going on. People wrecking left and right. All of that. Cool. So I'm driving and I drop my phone. Right? So my dumbass decides to reach for that phone rather than pull over and reach for the phone. I'm still driving and reach for the phone. I rear end somebody. Now, we are going very slow. We're kind of detouring through a neighborhood. Everybody is. It's a long line of people detouring through a neighborhood. And, yeah, so I rear end these people.
Is that a limit that I can pull?
Dude, no, it keeps going until you pull blue, bro. You just lost so bad. Oh my god. You should have stayed on the fucking... Your best chances are right there, bro. Oh my...
Do you not have a 4?
No.
Dude, you have to have a 4, bro.
There's
I think you pulled way too much. You just fucked yourself, bro. He has a 4. He has a 4.
Fucking 4. Whatever.
Whose turn is it?
Whatever.
It's you.
Alright, so I rear end these people, right? And they keep driving. So I'm like... Alright, well they're not pulling over, so I'm not pulling over. It was my fault. So we keep driving. We get about maybe half a mile down the road, and they decide to pull over. At this point, I've already decided in my mind that I'm not pulling over.
Nope.
Alright, now this is an SUV, okay? This is an SUV, blacked out windows.
That you're in or
That they're in.
Okay.
Okay, it's me and 2 buddies in a Chevy Cruze, fish bowled out. You can see right through that thing. I'm like, fuck it, nah. I decide to hop in the left lane because everybody's going one way. So I hop in that left lane and I'm like, fuck it, we're booking it, boys. Strap up. So we book it. It's my turn.
Yeah.
We book it. Okay. Fuck you.
He
We
needs
book
all the
it.
help he can get.
Right, and I'm going as fast as I can. Get up to the stop sign. It's hard to hang a right because everybody coming out of that road is taking a right, and taking a left was just about my only option. I could have turned right, but I was moving too fast. I've never been in this situation before, also, so I'm panicking. They're following right behind me. I take a left. but going left was right to the center of all the action where everything was going down. Okay. Whose turn is it?
Size.
So I hang that left and I'm going intersection. Everything's blocked off. There's no getting through that intersection at all. Cars are coming in the opposite lane, so it's not like I can go around everybody. I'm stuck. So I pull into a gas station, right? So my idea here is, okay, I'm gonna pull in here and I'm gonna find some little alley with something that I can pull through and get out of the situation. Okay. Bitch. So, I pull into that gas station and I quickly notice that they have that gas station shut down. There is nowhere to go. I am faced with a crowd of people, cars all facing me, people out sitting on the cars and everything, and I go to put it in reverse, boom, SUV right behind me, another SUV or car, I just remember another vehicle pulls up behind me, two vehicles behind me. So now I'm like, okay, I knew about the SUV, there's another one though. So I had no idea. I guess they had another car that they were following each other. They were together. So I'm like, fuck, I'm trapped. All right. Nobody here is here to help me.
No.
And my buddy in the car in the passenger seat was like, Cam, what are you doing? And I said, what the fuck am I supposed to do? He's like, dude, this is not for you. Why are you here? There's nobody here to help. He's saying the same thing. And I'm like, I see that. But we're here, and I have nothing to do. I don't know where I'm at. You guys brought me to this. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. We all agreed that I was about to punch that fucking gas, and I did it. Yellow. And I'm just like, we're fucked. We're here. And so we all just like, be cool. Be cool. We gotta play this out.
You like this, yellow? Yeah, me too.
So, you can't play. You pulled 4. So, as much as I would like for him to get that, yeah.
It's not fair.
So,
It's not by the rules, right?
So I roll down the window. They're coming up to my car, right? They're hopping out, and it's like more people than seats in the car, right? They were packed in there. One of them has a very large gun in their hand.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure all of them were strapped up, just due to the circumstances and where we're at, right?
Yeah.
So they come up to the car. The guy reaches in my car, reaches in, grabs my key, turns my car off, and pulls my key out. Funny thing is going to be coming later whenever I tell y'all about that specific situation of him pulling the key out. But we're going to keep going from there. Pulls the key out, right? Has my shit. Yelling at me. They're telling me, go inside. You fucked up our car. I didn't fuck up their car. There was no damage. I had no damage. They had no damage. But they were just like, fuck you. You ran off on us. We're gonna make you pay. So they're like, go inside and pull out $300 from your ATM. I'm already knowing if I get out of this car, they're either gonna take my whatever I have on me, beat my ass, take all my money on me, or they're gonna go to the ATM with me, knock me out, and take whatever the fuck they can get out of the ATM.
Right.
I'm already playing it out like I'm not doing it. I'm broke. I have no money, and we're sitting there for like 30 minutes, and I'm trying to call the police. It's my turn.
Yeah.
I'm trying to call the police because none of us have weapons. We're outnumbered, and police can't. They're like, it'll be 45 minutes before we can get to you because of where I'm at. And I'm just like, okay, so I gotta ride this out. Like, I gotta just go with wherever this goes. So, fuck you. So, I'm realizing that I'm fucked. I just keep telling them I'm broke, and they're just hanging around. They're waiting on me to go get that money. I shouldn't have pulled that. I'll put that at the bottom.
What is that? What is that?
I'll take it back. I'll take it back. Because I already had a 2. I just didn't have a green. I was pulling for a green, but I had a 2.
I will let it pass this time.
All right. So, anyways, where was I? So the ATM, yeah, boom. I'm not gonna do it. So
You can do it. Sounds like.
yeah, this dude, they're all around my car and shit. One of them's literally straight to my left, standing there with a big ass like AK or something, staring me down. He's not pointing at me, but he's staring me down like you tried something, and I'm like, you're fucked. You have no way out of this.
You gotta be fucking shit.
Right. So they're like at this point they're getting pissed off. They're kicking my car and shit. Sitting on my hood like, yeah, bitch, we own your shit. You know, fuck you. Basically at this point it's a public embarrassment.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that's what's going on. Then they're just like kind of getting to the wits end. We're like 30 minutes deep. I mean, this was a huge situation. So sitting in my car, all that shit. Ooh. Yellow.
Fuck.
And then they're like, okay, we can't get any money out of you. Basically, they're like, we're all about to beat your ass. They're telling me to get out and fight. They pull my door open and everything. I'm still buckled. I'm like, they're about to pull me out. I probably should unbuckle and just let them pull me out because it's going to hurt a little worse if I don't.
Yeah.
I don't, though. They open the door and all that. They don't do it. Then they're still talking shit, all that, trying to get me to go pull money. Kicks my door closed, slams the fuck out of that bitch. Window's still down, all that, boom. They just start wailing. One of them's at my window, boom, starts wailing on me.
Green.
At you, on you.
Shit. On me, right?
Okay.
I'm the driver, so none of my boys are really getting anything at this point. I mean, it's just me. So I'm taking the heat. Yellow. +4 and a yellow. I don't even know if we have enough cards for that.
You
That
got
might be the
4,
rest of
so
them.
That's 4.
That's the rest of the cards.
That's
I don't
fine.
know what we do from here, but
Play it out.
long ass game. Fuck.
Damn, glad you said yellow. Shit, all for the.
Oh, 4, yeah.
So, yeah,
Ah.
one of them's wailing on me and shit. My homeboy reaches over and puts his hand, because that's the most he can do. We're not getting out and fighting. We're outnumbered, outgunned.
Stop.
He puts his hand over and he's blocking the punches at least a
Please.
little bit from hitting my face. Some of them are still slipping and hitting me, right? So, wailing on me, boom. Next guy. They're rotating at this point. So the next guy comes up.
I'm gassed, bro.
Punching
Yeah.
the shit out of me.
Just
Boom,
getting wailed
boom.
on.
I think at least 3 or 4 people were hitting the fuck out of me.
No
Right.
way, bro.
So they do all that shit, and then they kind of walk off, and they're just talking shit behind us and all that. Well, then my buddy, I look over at my buddy, and I'm fucked up, bro. Like,
I bet.
I could feel I had like bit on my mouth because it was punching my skin in, and I like bit down on my fucking mouth. I had a sore in my mouth for like at least a week. So then my buddy, I look over at him, and he looks at me, and he shows me the key. True fucking story, bro. He has the key in his hand.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I'm
We get
looking
that.
and I'm like, wait, what? Because, I'm sorry, I missed a part. The guy, after they beat my ass, they threw the keys back in, and there was no key on it. That's where I was panicking, because I'm like, dude, they stole the key. Like, they're just going to leave me here stranded. My buddy had the key, though. When he was ripping the shit out, my buddy was trying to stop him, and actually, it was on a keychain. Got the key to the car by itself, ripped off the keychain,
Damn.
and had that and tucked it under himself. Like, just tucked it. Didn't let nobody know. Didn't even let me know. And smart ass move. Shout out to my
yeah,
boy. Like,
very
smart
very
fucking move.
My guy said, hey, look,
Yeah.
whenever you're ready.
Yeah. He's like, I got the
As you
key.
don't get your ass beat, we'll get out
He's
of
As
here.
soon as you finish.
as long as you don't want anybody else beating your ass,
Yeah.
here's this. So I'm like, fuck yes. Boom. So at this point, they're done. I think they thought, they may have not even known, they may have actually been tossing the keys back and didn't know he got the key off because they were so mad they weren't paying attention. They just knew they had something of mine in their hand.
Yeah.
So, threw that shit in. He's got the key. I'm like, boom, cool. They kind of walk off. They're all mad and shit, whatever. They're still behind me and all that. But I get the key and I'm like, all right, let's put it in. Let's get out of here. I go to put the key in. One of the dudes out there had a gun. It wasn't the guy that was eyeing me down. He had walked off. I think he was back there with the group talking and shit. This other dude's like, hey, I got you. And he's got his shit just right there in his hand. And he's looking down and like, I got you. Get out of here. And I was like, fuck. My white ass is like, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm
You're like, blood, thanks.
I'm like,
Gee, thanks.
and then get this. So I put it in, boom. I'm going to pull off. I'm turning around and shit. I roll down the passenger window one more time. I'm like, I appreciate it, bro. And my buddy is like, dude, fucking drive.
Just get out of here, bro.
He's like, shut the fuck up, bro. Just drive the car. We drive off, and that was the most embarrassing and awkward drive home. No music. We drive back to the studio. So this is when I had my first studio spot over here. Drive back to the studio. We don't talk, I don't think, the whole ride. We get back to the studio, and then we all
Green.
start, it's on me.
Yeah.
We all start talking about what happened. And we start talking about what happened. It's on you.
Yeah.
And of course, they're like, dude, you should have done this, you should have done that, all that. And I'm just like, dude, I don't know where I'm at. I'm new to the city. I've never been there. I don't know what part of the town I'm even in.
I bet you fucking hated Shreveport after.
It was a nice welcome into the city. I mean,
Yeah.
that was probably the first year of me living here.
Wow.
And I had never been in such a situation like that before.
That sounds terrible.
I was definitely, we all stopped hanging out after that.
Yeah.
I mean, because I was pissed off that they really put that shit on me and all that. Because I'm like, I get it, I'm driving, but why the fuck am I driving when I don't know where we're at? Y'all know what we're pulling up to. They said the scene. I didn't know what that was, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm getting myself into.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm pissed off at them because I'm
it's terrible on that part.
I mean, and then we're going with no guns. If I knew what it was, I would have at least had a gun with me. Like, what the fuck? So, yeah, we all stopped talking after that, stopped hanging out and all that. They probably still to this day are like, oh, that fucking dumbass. And I mean, dude, I really think anybody in my situation, I mean, you're fucked, bro. You don't know where you're at.
Yeah.
And where I pulled in, it was just like game over. It was like, there's nowhere else to go. This is it. Like,
that could have been the end of Cameron Holland.
I'm saying, bro, it really is.
Sure.
Like, that was the scary. I've never been in such a scary situation in my life.
So, I think I know exactly where it's at, which gas station you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
I watched somebody get their ass beat because they owed somebody money in there.
So at that gas station,
Uh-huh.
right on that, right in the mid of everything, the crispy donuts next to it.
I know that there was it was right in an intersection.
Yeah.
Down the street. Yeah.
Yep.
the street,
So,
Of course, but this is a lot of gas stations around here, but they have the metal bars on the windows and everything like that.
Yeah.
So we were going out, me and my buddy DJ. We were going out, and this is how I found out about the scene. Like, this is just not a place you stop at, right? There's a bunch of like Impalas with hydraulics and big rims up there, right? You know, and dudes hanging out outside.
Yeah.
We go inside, and we're in high school at this point. We're seniors in high school, and we are driving out to a campsite to meet my parents. They had an RV set up right over at the lake, and we stopped in to get some snacks and some bullshit before we went out there, right? And this is when you could buy tobacco here at 18. So we stopped in, right? And we walked in, and he had he's in the Navy now, but he had a naval shirt on that was said delayed enlistment program, right? So he was going in the Navy with a big, the naval crest on it. Dude comes up behind him, and I'm walking right next to him, right, in the gas station. Clear as day, right, didn't give a fuck. Dude comes up, puts a gun in the back of his back, and he goes, "Give me all your shit, homie," is what he says. And DJ goes, "What the fuck?" and turns around like this, right? And dude sees his Navy thing, and he goes, "Man, we don't want any trouble. We don't want any trouble." Walked out. Yeah, we were in the middle of getting robbed, and his fucking Navy shirt
saved his ass.
Yes.
So, more of the story is wear Navy apparel.
Even if you're not in the I think military in general. If you're not in the military, wear some military something. Supporting the military.
I guess he thought this dude was fucking
trained in badass.
a Navy SEAL. He thought, and he turned around. He's like, "I don't want any trouble, homeboy," and walked out.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's why
at that gas station you're talking about. Yeah.
Clutch as fuck, bro. Clutch as fuck.
I've never been, man. I've never been.
It's nothing to go for. It's nothing to go for.
Yeah, if you're not from around there and they don't know you, you getting fucking robbed. Yeah. That's just how it.
Honestly, I mean, I'm surprised for how long we were there that nothing really happened up until that point. I mean, we were just chilling. Nobody paid us any mind. I mean, it was kind of just everybody's hanging out, but it's just anything can set some shit off.
Anything, bro.
Just one person get mad at another, and you got a gang fight going on. I mean, anything can happen, or robberies, whatever. My bad. You had a story?
So how I got, I never, I grew up in Bossier City, so there was. Oh, thanks. Appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
Appreciate
you ruining my story for that.
Oh, yeah.
So.
anytime.
Fucking piece of shit.
So.
Okay.
It's on you.
Yeah, cool.
Nice. Yeah, fuck you.
Fuck you. Help you out, you piece of shit.
So, in high school, I had a little side hustle going where this was right when vapes were getting popular.
Green.
Right, and the thing that was popular was the vapes that you filled back up with the juice. Well, I was like, dude, all these kids are trying to get vapes and having to go to older people they know. What if I just made it and sold it, right? So, propylene glycol and vegetable glycerin is what's inside a vape. and you can buy a tub. I used my dad's ID and his card to order a big thing of nicotine. You got to be very careful. This is a side note. You got to be very careful about how much nicotine you put into what it's size based on. The way I sold was you could buy a 5 mil, an 8 mil, or a 10 mil, or a 12 mil, right?
Is this illegal?
Huh?
Is this illegal?
It was illegal at the time.
He's not doing it anymore.
Yeah. Statute of limitations. Fuck you.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was selling in high school, and I was selling to high school kids who were very much underage, and I had this vape solution that I was making, right? And what you do is you take a Baker flavoring, and that's how you get the flavor of your vape juice, right? And they have to stay inside darkness for like up to 5 days, right? And that's how it all comes together, right? So I bought a label maker, made my own labels, was selling them at high school, right? I would bring 2 of each flavor in different sizes to school. People would come up to me and pay them, right? So I am walking from my bus, and I had not noticed that somebody was following us at all, right? And
like following the bus.
Following the bus,
yeah.
Right? And I'm like a sophomore or junior at this time, so I'm not driving yet.
Right.
And I take the bus, I get off, and this fucking it was a truck was sticking around behind the bus. I'm walking back, and they go, "Yo!" And 4 guys come out of this truck, and they grab my backpack off my shoulder. They throw it aside, and they're like, "You're the one who's selling the vapes at Parkway." I was like, "That is me." And he goes, "What the fuck do you think you're doing?" I was like, "I don't know at this point. I don't know you guys. Like, who are you? All this stuff, right?" I'm just shutting up. I'm like, "Yep, that's me." And he goes, "You're lucky we don't beat your ass to death." And I was like, so apparently, I'm not going to name the shop. There was a shop that was ran by a bunch of college kids and their dad. And they had the monopoly on selling to the high schoolers there.
Yeah.
The high schoolers started dropping off because they were buying from me. And when they asked one of the guys that came in there, they're like, "Oh yeah, this kid's selling, vape juice up there."
Mm-hmm.
And dude, yeah, they showed up, and they were like
snitches, bro.
Yeah, bro. And they were like, yeah, like I said, you lucky we don't beat your ass to death. And I was like, look, I was just trying to make some extra money, bro. I'm not even.
I'm not trying to fuck up your business.
It's not that deep. Like, I can stop right now.
As a matter of fact, bro, look, I can make some vapes for you guys.
Yeah, well, so
you can have the rest of my product and y'all sell it, okay?
You can have my recipe, bro.
Funny enough, I actually went to them, and I was like, "I'm the guy you said you were gonna be mine." And they're like, "Yeah, we know you." And I'm like, "Could you use some extra product?" And they were like, "No." I was like, okay. So I tried. I was like, man, well.
They were just uninterested.
They were uninterested. Yeah.
Damn. Well, what I wanted to say, and we can wrap up here in a second as well. I think we need to get skating. You guys good or what?
We can wrap up. Yeah, that sounds
so
good.
I'll wrap up with this last story real quick. Going back to that gas station, because this is the I think really only like real. It wasn't really a robbery. But it was just a confrontation of somebody owing somebody else money. I had mentioned that just a few minutes ago. We had went in to get like some tobacco and stuff. I went in to get like a Black and Mild or something like that. And so we're inside, we're waiting in line and set the scene, a bunch of people in line and stuff. We're just chilling. Somebody comes in, I think he had like 2 homeboys with him. And they walk in with a mission. You can just tell when they walk in, these guys are here to do something, right?
Yeah.
So
they're not here to buy an energy drink.
Yeah, there is a Hispanic man off in the corner. I want to say at the ATM. I think there was an ATM in there. He was either at the ATM or doing something. He was just over in the corner kind of by himself. But he didn't work there or anything. It didn't look like, So maybe he did. But they walked straight up to him and just fucking mollywop the shit out of this guy. like, I'm startled because I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what did this guy do? You know what I'm saying? Like, grabs him by the shirt, like a typical bully in a school type of move. Grabs him by the shirt. Where's my fucking money? And the Hispanic dude is like, I don't know, I'll get your money, all this, whatever. And the guy's like, fuck that. I mean, like, tossing, like, slamming him into whatever the shit was right there behind him. Slamming him and shit, like, give me my money. He was like, you told me you'd have me $2,000, it was like $2,000 or something like that. You told me you'd have $2,000 by, like, a week ago. You still ain't got me my fucking money, pissed off and shit. The guy don't have the money. He's just telling me, I don't have the money. So, literally just fucking beats his ass. Whops him a few times, like, kicks him a little bit, grabs him, and just tosses him on the ground and said something like, I'll be back in like a week, you better have my fucking money. Him and his homeboys walk out, that guy picks himself up, gets back to whatever the fuck he was doing. He just gets back to whatever he was doing and keeps going from there. And I'm just like, looking at my buddies, and they're just cool. Like, they've been here before. Like, It's just like, bro, welcome to Shreveport. You know what I'm saying?
This is normal.
And I'm just like, nobody's gonna help that guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm sitting there, I'm so brand new to the culture, bro. And look, I come from small town Texas out in the sticks, like in the country. Everybody knows everybody. Shit like that doesn't happen at the gas stations. Like, it's nothing like that. If it is, it's the fucking crackheads, and it's just like, you know, whatever. But I ain't never seen that, and I'm like, nobody's gonna help them. What's going? I'm so new to this that I'm just so shocked at what I just saw that I didn't know if it was real. You know, I was just like, did that actually just fucking happen? Like, that's how y'all get down out here? Like, okay, yeah. I mean, I've heard about Shreveport, but like, all right, for sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, my boys just kind of like shrugged it off, and it was just like, all right, can we get this or whatever? And I'm just like, okay, for sure. Yeah. Tough guy. Let's go. Yeah, I'm not gonna be a bitch. Let me make sure that they know that I'm not over here like pissing my pants. Like, what the fuck? Or what are we doing? Where are we at? Why are we here? Right. All of that. I'm a white boy, bro. We don't do this. What is going on? You know, like, all right. And now I found out, you know, like white boys out here that grew up around me, they're on the same shit, bro. It's like, you know, so quite again, that was that same night of the whole other situation. Before
that was the same night?
Before all of that.
No way.
Before what happened with me and all that. Yeah.
So you went into the gas station, that shit happened, you get out to your car, and then
so that was before all that, and they were relocating. So
oh, that was a different gas station? It was the same one?
Yeah, because what happens is, like, the cops pull up, and they just turn on their sirens and lights and kind of chase everybody out. And they just move to another spot.
Yeah.
So, I can't remember. I think this was at the place we were originally at. The cops started coming and stuff, so we moved out, went to a different spot. As soon as we got to the next spot, cops were already there. They already knew it, but people were kind of taking over, but then people were dipping because the cops really started coming in. Mm-hmm. So we started dipping out, and I think we went back to the old location. And people were still there. Some people, they just don't move. They're just you can't move us. There's so many of us. Like, you're not going to move us. Right. We're not moving. We're here.
Right.
So, we went back to that, where that gas station where that happened at was the gas station I pulled into trying to get away from those guys. Mm. And that's where I got trapped at. Because when we were first there, it wasn't that full. It wasn't that full to where that's why I was like, okay, I kind of know where I'm at. There should be a little way that I can get through here and stuff. No, wasn't happening. Wow. So, yeah, same night, and I thought that was the peak of the night, and no, I did not know that maybe an hour
you were going to be the Mexican.
I was going to be the Mexican.
Yeah.
And I definitely was, and much worse. Like, the shit with the, I mean, I don't think any guns were drawn or anything, and then my situation was like, everybody had guns, and there was that dude, that AK or something in his hand, just looking at me like, you're fucked, bro. You know you're fucked. You see it in my eyes. You're fucked. You know. I know you don't have a gun on you. You drive a Chevy Cruze. You're a white boy who looks like he's straight out of wherever the fuck you come from. Not here.
Yeah.
You know, here. I can tell you're not from here. Yeah. So you don't know how we get down. Like, same night. That was. I don't think I've ever been the same since that night. I think that definitely. I'm not gonna lie, that had a lot of effect on when I started running the studio and shit. Just like bringing people in, I was just like, I've seen what can happen, and I've always had a sense of paranoia from then. It's gotten better over time, but I mean, because I made acquaintances and all that, and it's just been cool. But it definitely gave me a sense of paranoia and stuff. Running a studio, working with mainly rappers, and just the environment, I was just like, oh shit, like this ain't no joke. So yeah, I definitely went and bought a gun after that illegally. I was too young to own a gun legally. I went.
We're gonna bleep that out.
It's gone. I don't know where the gun's at. What gun? I don't know. I'm talking out my fucking ass. Everything I'm saying is bullshit. All right.
Yeah.
So, anyways, it was a high point. I went and bought a
cap
high
in my
point.
raps.
Went and bought a high
I
point
remember you had that.
in
Yeah,
Texas.
I remember you had that.
You know, a toss gun. It's like one of those you do your crime and then you toss it. It's a piece of shit.
You don't want that gun.
Right.
Like a high
But I
point
needed
or something.
something, and it was the only thing I could afford, and it was the only thing I knew somebody had that I could buy at the time. Got that, and I rode around with that for probably 2 years until I was able to actually buy a gun. Ditched that shit. I think I gave it to a homeboy. I was like, dude, just get it off me. Like, you got it. Just do whatever you want with it. Didn't even. I think I left it in his car when we went to the club one time, and then I never asked for it back. I was just like, dude, it's yours. It's in your hands. Yeah. My fingerprints are on it, so don't do anything stupid, please.
Wipe it down at least.
But yeah, let's close out with that.
You got a little bit of a view into what Shreveport can be like. It's not all like that.
It's not.
It's
It's
not
really
all like
not.
that. There's actually a good side of us, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what I tell you every week, and that's gonna be a good one. Don't be bad. You know what that feels like, and we hope to catch you next week. Thanks for joining us on OGs.
Guys,
we'll catch
thank
you
y'all
around.
so much. I guess if you want, comment,
Fuck
subscribe.
that. I don't care if you want
all
to.
that
Do
stuff.
it. Come on.
Yeah, come on.
Be
Take 2
generous.
seconds.
Don't be a fucking dick.
We spent 4 hours doing this.
Fuck. I'm so past time, bro. I still gotta go home and make Philly fucking cheesesteaks, man. Come on, let's get out of here.
Like and subscribe for the Philly cheesesteaks,
Yeah,
guys. We'll
Y'all
catch you
have a
next
good
week.
week.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much for watching.
Thank you.
This has been the On Game Show. Goodbye.
Peace out.